Same battery. Well, I'm flying a bigger battery.
Across the field first.
That eaglet's cool. Go ahead.
I'll do another circle. I was a little high. Whoa! No damage. I'm good to go. Got 6 there across.
The Vapor's a big hit for the indoor stuff here.
Not much on my battery.
You're good. And what is this?
It's a Nano version 3.
Okay.
Little blade Nano.
That's awesome.
It flies the same battery that the Vapors fly.
Okay.
Yeah.
150 milliamp.
Yep. Now I got 250 in it.
What is this, Rick?
Click 25.
This is Twisted RC.
Twisted Hobbies.
The Hobbies. Are you liking it?
Oh yeah, love it. Super slow.
And then you got a X. Is
That's
this
the Twisted Hobbies laser.
laser? I like that. I like the paint scheme.
Yeah, I thought it flew slow until I got this.
You're right. All right, here's the well, it's not the midair man of the day. Oh, what happened here?
It's done.
It's done.
Yep.
That looks like it flies pretty good.
It did.
It
It
did.
was already a little bit beat up when I got it.
Oh.
I haven't helped its case.
A little past tense.
Yep.
All right. Got the Vapor with retractable landing gear. Clay,
Yes, sir.
what do you have here?
M1 Evo from OMP Hobby. A little infomercial style.
Oh yeah.
Try to fly it in here. Try not to cut up any vapors.
Clay works for OMP Hobbies. I would have to say you guys specialize in helicopters, really.
Helicopters and balsa planes now too.
Yeah.
Got a lot of balsa planes.
What else do you have here? You have any other OMP?
This is the M2. It's a little bit bigger one, a little bigger brother. That was the original size, basically. I got all the way up to an M7 now.
Okay. And look at that wing there. It looks like.
That we don't talk about that.
Oh, okay.
That was an accident.
That's part of the M crash.
And this is Peter flying a.
I found this underneath my stairwell next to the refrigerator. It still works. It's all beat up though.
He hasn't got up either. He's been here sitting all day, just having a good old time. It's all hand reach away.
I brought my collection of stuff.
Oh,
I
you
found
know.
last minute.
Talk about this for a second.
Oh yeah, I was filming you two while you guys are flying, so I got the footage if you want it. It's HD, so you'll have you in HD with this thing. It's pretty sweet. This Mobula 6 or whatever. I don't know. I got it from Get FPV. They gave it to me. So
Yeah. Man, it's cool. They've been flying these around also today. So, Joda, how you doing, buddy? Uh-oh, school's out. He's from Waynesville. Lives on a local airport. And there's the Vapor. We got Vapor World out there right now. All right, here's Jim. What are you doing, Jim?
We're lining up a rubber band. We got 2002 turns. And they've got about a 1/2 ounce of torque. This is going on. This is a old design called a Stringless Wonder that a guy designed that looks like a kite that you fly without a string. This is just a for fun model that we did last year. A bunch of us tried to build them and see how light we could make them and see if we could get them to fly.
Is that a counterweight on the prop? Some putty?
No, it's just to balance it.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
When you're
okay.
turning 80 RPM, you got to
Yeah.
really make sure that thing's balanced up. We're gonna fly it here.
Okay. Oh boy, he's a brave soul to be doing this. It disintegrates. What is this called again?
It's called a Stringless Wonder. It was designed in the 70s by a guy named Bill Hannon, and they banned kite flying at a park near him. So he designed this airplane to kind of look like a kite, and the original one had a big long tail on it, like you would have on a typical kite, and he would fly at the same park as a rubber band free flight model instead of a kite, just to
Make them mad.
yeah.
Looks like a box kite.
Yeah. But it's just a simple, fun little free flight model. And we were flying these in a 50-foot ceiling up at the EAA Aviation Museum in the Eagle Hangar. We were doing like 3 minutes with them in there.
Wow.
Obviously, the higher the ceiling, the longer you can get them to fly. Unless you want to go up and bounce around the ceiling and run the risk of getting hung up.
Look at that.
It lands better than that.
It lands right at your feet.
Yeah.
All right, so this is my airplane. We're here at Greenview Elementary School in Jamestown, Ohio, and this was my high school. I graduated here. My brother graduated here 10 years before I did, and they built a new school. So able to rent the gym and open it up for open flying and for the community to come, so it's been pretty cool. But this is my Click 25. This airplane is probably 15 to 20 years old. I'd say 2005. I probably had this airplane. Scott Barnhart built it. I think it's really like a Juka. But back then, it's kind of cool. We used see the pull cables? It's thread. And then we were taking Spectrum receiver or servos and taking the cases off even back then. But look at these big rods we're using. So now you cut that in half. And then old E-Flight Enticement. This is old school here. So I've been letting the kids fly this. And I've had this a very, very long time. And we got some chargers out here. Looks like an extra. I pulled this out of the hangar. I've had this probably since '05. And it's this here. I actually have the MiG-15 and the Champ and a couple other things. So it's been a lot of fun. Todd, what's going on?
Not a lot.
Yes, Todd's helped out here a lot. This is Todd Powell. He president of the two clubs, RC clubs, Waco Museum and the Fairborn Flying Aces.
Fairborn Flying Aces.
Man, I have the biplane, Ace, the biplane, yeah. So he's flying a Radix. Look, another vapor. Are you having fun yet?
Always another vapor.
Here's a mini vapor. And Doug's holding it down like Peter. He hasn't left the chair. He said he's retired, and he's having a lot of fun. Colt, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good. Flying this vapor around and crashed this a few times.
Yeah.
Got a good score on the scoreboard.
Coming right at you, dude. Whoa! God, that was close.
Not again.
There's Rick flying his Click 25. We had a little midair there.
Yeah, almost took the fuselage off.
Brian's out there with his little helicopter. Looks like a bee flying around.
And just the empty.
Oh. This is Alan. He lives in Fairborn area, but what is this?
This airplane?
Yeah.
Is a Twisted Hobbies Super Extra.
Okay. It looks like you have the 4P or a 4D setup on it.
Yep, reversing and vectoring.
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's a fun airplane if I can keep the servo screws in it.
Yeah. Loctite.
Yeah, they usually tell you not to do that, but I may either do that or longer screws because I've never had this issue before.
Is this a T-motor?
Yeah,
Okay.
T-motor, that's the V2 version.
Man,
T-motor.
I just heard T-motor is not allowed to import engines anymore or motors.
You can.
I heard this week.
This week again?
That's what I've heard.
Well, then I'll be on ordering some more.
Yeah. I just bought the coaxial T-motor.
Nice.
The 17 and a half
Pattern
inch.
plane?
Yeah.
I got friends that fly F3P, so.
Yes. All right, Jim. I'm gonna bug you again.
Here we go.
Uh-oh.
Sounded good.
We got a helicopter crash. It looks like a smaller rubber band here.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this little airplane. Oh my goodness.
This is called Scraps. These were designed in 1942, I think. This design came out in a model magazine during the Second World War. And last winter, every winter, a bunch of us will get these together, find some obscure plan from like way back, and we'll all build one to that plan. Have what we call a postal contest, where you go fly it in your local gym like this. We all send in our times and see who can get these crazy old airplanes to fly the best. So this one was called Scraps, and
So how many wines will you put on this?
in here, since I've never flown this model in here, I always go to I'm going to go to whatever feels right.
Okay.
I'm feeling the torque of the rubber band, trying to figure out, is that enough or not? We're going to go, what the heck?
Do a little trim flight, then.
We're going to go with Kodak Courage and do like 2,000 turns and see what happens. It may be overpowered, it might be underpowered, I don't know. But there's 1,963 turns, and this has a little commercial plastic prop on it.
How long have you been building indoor?
I started flying indoor when I was 14 years old. I was introduced by a EAA member, friend of ours who had just retired, and it was cool. His name was Ed Burke, and he retired from U.S. Air as a captain, but his first job after he got back from the war was he flew DC-3s for Allegheny Airlines when they had one DC-3, and he lived in the control tower at Allegheny County Airport. So when he retired, he got back into free flight. He lived down the street from us, and he started showing me this stuff, and I just got hooked. I was about 14 at the time, so
Wow.
it's been a number of years, 40 years or so.
Well, let's see how this goes. Good thing is he's only contending with vapors.
That's probably a little overcooked. We might hit the ceiling, but that's all right. Worst thing that happens is it gets stuck, and we'll get it out with a carbon fiber pole.
Oh! He came prepared. So Jim, every year he goes up to EAA, the museum in Oshkosh, and they do a flying event, and it's with kids and different things like that. But they also have some really good competitors that come there, and they just have fun having free flight competitions amongst themselves, and then getting to show the people what it's all about. And we're hoping that we might be able to do something like this at the museum, the National Museum of the United States Air Force, and Jim will be the one kind of taking care of all that. Oh no! But yeah,
we're excited for it. We're actually looking at possibly doing this also at the Udvar Hazy Museum and the Smithsonian later this year. So we're kind of building this museum series where we're doing demonstrations and introducing the people to indoor free flight, getting kids involved, building simple gliders and simple rubber band powered airplanes that they can build in a short amount of time and that actually fly. And it's just been fantastic. So we're hoping we can really start turning this into a bigger event at multiple museums. And museums really enjoy having people come in, being able to build something and take something and experience something instead of just look at the displays.
I think it's a great idea to do like a museum series.
Yeah.
I've never really thought about it, but man, if you can go to Smithsonian or go down to Pensacola, you know, and you get to go and share all this stuff with people and get to fly in a museum and really kind of uncharted waters.
It is.
So
it's a great blend of model aviation, and you're around so much history. I mean, we all love aviation museums, so
Yeah.
you get to do them both at the same time. It's awesome.
Well, I appreciate it, Jim, very,
Thanks
very,
for
very
inviting me.
much.
I had a blast. Can't wait to do it again.
Yeah, look at all this stuff. It's like feathers. I guess on a quick note, April 6th, we're going to have a flying event at the National Museum of the United States Air Force, and we're going to have indoor airplanes, RC airplanes, and Jim will be there with a few of his free flight, so you can come out and watch and ask questions and steer you in the wrong direction to spend money.
Build an airplane and fly it.
That's right. So, all right. So, yeah, you're good. We're this is kind of wrapping up our indoor fly-in. We had a great turnout. It's not a huge gym, but man, we've had maximum fun. And there's Rick out there flying his extra. But thanks for joining us. This is like 18 minutes of RC flying. I started when I was 7 years old building rubber band, like Jim is doing. I've never built anything that competitive, but I built a lot of Gillows kits. So if you're starting out, you can start out with something like that, very inexpensive, and then you can get into the RC side of it. And you can literally get a Vapor for $100 to $150 for everything. So it's very inexpensive, easy airplane to learn how to fly. It's strictly an indoor airplane, but there's a ton of fun, and that's really what it's all about. And I learned how to fly real airplanes off of my RC airplane. So enough of me jibber jabbering, and until then, blue skies.